Utah. We got us a dirty police chief here. That is just flat out stealing money from the citizens of Ogden, Utah. So, check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thanks for watching.
Officer Mark Kruger used to work for Ogden PD. The department says he admitted he didn't like to write tickets, so he waited until the end of the year to meet expectations.
He likes to wait till the very end of a year to get all of his numbers and stats. And do we technically have something that says you can't do that? No.
State lawmakers banned ticket quotas in 2018, but Ogden PD says there is nothing illegal about its point system, which gives more points to officers when they write more tickets. Damn! Kruger's annual performance reviews show he met or exceeded expectations each year.
You can go back through every single one of my evaluations, which I believe we're going to do, where I'm praised for those.
But Ogden PD says that is not necessarily why they fired Kruger. In one case, he didn't activate his body camera. And in another case, the chief said he was disappointed in Kruger for taking reports outside of a hospital instead of going inside to get a better understanding of the case.
You have never fired an employee for not wearing a body cam on one call, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
The chief said his biggest issue was the amount of time they found Kruger's car was parked at his house when he was supposed to be patrolling. In response, Kruger said he was writing reports and that he got permission from his sergeant, who was never consulted before the decision to terminate his employment.
I went to my chain of command.
Okay, but you will admit you were parked at your house for over 200 minutes on 6 of those days.
Don't deny it.
He also said evidence shows he always responded to calls quickly, but that was not enough for the chief to save his job.
In fact, during the interview with you, when you asked him about spending time at home, you indicated there was no policy that says you can't spend time at home. Is that right?
I believe so. I believe I might have said that in my interview with him.
This feels like more of a narrative that they're trying to make fit rather than actually find the truth to.
There's not a specific description of what it means to patrol your area, but I'm quite confident if you asked all my employees, none of them would say it would be sitting in their driveway.
To appeal. After his termination, Kruger was hired by the Roy Police Department. Police quotas. We exposed all of it earlier this year.
If you don't get a certain amount of tickets, then you may not get your raise.
I think that's ridiculous.
Drivers feel attacked, but now it's the mayor and police chief on defense. Telling people this has nothing to do with raising money. We found actually Ogden did the math, converting every ticket into dollars and cents.
There's no trust. We don't even trust our own administration. So why would we expect the public to trust it?
This Ogden officer is just one of 7 to speak with Fox 13 about how much he hated working for a police department with a ticket quota.
There's no excuse for that. The department's still getting away with it.
They say while they were out there trying to keep their jobs, nitpicking drivers for the smallest violations, the city was counting cash. And now emails obtained by Fox 13 prove it.
What's the subject line say?
Subject is quota.
Each one of these emails is a public record under state law. Watch and listen while Chief Eric Young tells this version of the story to the public.
It's 2 for a 40-hour week. That's it. 2 tickets in a 40-hour week, and it's not a quota.
The department tells a completely different story in writing. 1 ticket every hour.
The standard in traffic has always been 1 citation per street hour. So if an officer works 75 street hours, they should have a minimum of 75 citations. And these guys are a joke. This is what makes people hate us.
People want to pitch it as a revenue builder. That's not it at all.
We wanted to know if that was true, and then we found this email from a lieutenant describing how the chief asked him to run some numbers. How many tickets an officer would need to write to pay for themselves. Goal: have citations pay for officers' wages, benefits, equipment.
For the chief and for the mayor to say this has nothing to do with revenue.
I'm surprised that the chief's willing to go before the city council and the public and lie like that.
You liar!
The presentation goes into specific detail, and this is how the math adds up. The average ticket, $130, which means an officer would need to write 2,080 citations a year. Again, that's one ticket an hour. Emails show they're already enforcing that standard for some, and actually, those officers are exceeding it.
That's a lot. This is so frustrating. This is why we don't want to work for him.
Chief Young says he will only do another interview with us if it's live. Do you think he has a responsibility to address this?
Yes.
The chief said it was important for him to go live because he didn't want his responses edited. Here's a full question and answer from our conversation. So what would your definition be for a quota? You said 2 tickets a week is not a quota. 75 tickets in 75 hours would not be a quota. So what is, according to
Well, what we have are evaluation standards. During the year, if you meet a minimum, then you're going to get a minimum above average or excellent score in your evaluation. You can be subpar in citations and still be above average in one other category, and your evaluation is still above average. So it's only one piece of a 9-part evaluation. There is no quota that every week you've got X number of tickets to write, or you're going to be held accountable for that and disciplined for that. It's just not how our department works.
Were you told to write more tickets?
Yes.
Even though you were exceeding expectations?
Yes.
Do you think you're the only one?
No. I've had the same stuff on my evaluations.
Reporting in studio, Adam Herbetz. Bob, we'll throw it back to you.
Adam, before we let you go, what is the latest from the legislature? Because I know they've been keeping their eyes on all of this as well.
Yeah, we've been interviewing lawmakers all year. I think we've only found one of them that has stuck up for Ogden PD. And by the way, he used to work for the city of Ogden. Almost everyone else says, A, they need to follow the law, and B, if they continue not to follow the law, they will pass a new law.